the CCHA in particular has been absolutely wild all season long. It's coming down now to the quarterfinals. This is how it will break down: Bowling Green against Michigan Tech, Ferris State against Bemidji State, Northern Michigan against Minnesota State, Lake Superior State versus St. Thomas, and then that is the quarterfinal. So looking at that group, Bemidji State just won the McNaughton Cup. They finally end the reign of terror of the Minnesota State Mavericks, who had won the previous 6 cups. The McNaughton Cup goes to the regular season champion of the CCHA, formerly went to the WCHA regular season champion. There is a lot of history in that trophy, and it means an awful lot to win it. Bemidji State winning it for the first time. They were the last team to win the McNaughton Cup before the big run of success that Minnesota State enjoyed under Mike Hastings. But just by winning the conference in the regular season means nothing for Bemidji's tournament hopes. If you want to get into the NCAA tournament as a CCHA team this year, you're going to have to do it through the CCHA tournament. So everything to play for. We start with a best of 3 in the quarterfinals. We go to single elimination semifinals at campus sites. Championship, the highest seeded team will host the championship game. And so it comes down to essentially winning this series in the best of 3, winning 2 straight to get to the NCAA tournament, and also to win the CCHA title. So a lot to play for. Very intriguing conference. A lot of parity, as we saw. Some teams that took steps back, some teams that faltered in the middle of the season. A lot of these teams not finishing with a record above 500, and when you factor in the non-conference games. So it was a bit of a tough year for the CCHA. There have been the last few years where they've gotten teams in as an at-large. That won't happen this year. So everything is available to play for. St. Thomas cannot play in the NCAA tournament because they were promoted from Division III. They have a waiting period before they can play for the NCAA tournament. But don't expect the Tommies to not go for this championship. They had a tremendous season, a lot that you can really respect and enjoy about what they did this season, because that was a team that had a lot of doubt coming into the year in terms of what they were going to look like, how competitive they would be, and they end up being a very, very strong competitor in the CCHA. But let's just take a look at the standings here in the CCHA and how close this was. So Bemidji State ends up winning the league. They sweep their final season series against Minnesota State. Just a tremendous series and an emphatic win for Bemidji State to claim the McNaughton Cup. They're well ahead of Michigan Tech with 39 points. St. Thomas had 39 points, so there's a tie for second. Minnesota State at 38. Really costly weekend for them at Bemidji. Northern Michigan, Bowling Green, rounding it out, and then Lake Superior State. All those teams had 34 points. Ferris State had 19. So Ferris will have to play Bemidji State on the road. And, even though Ferris has had a tough season, there's enough there to say, hey, maybe they could upset you. You just never know at this stage of the season. Anything can happen in the conference championships. But what an incredible year in the CCHA. The tournament starts on Friday, so you can start watching games 1 through 3 if necessary on Sunday. The entire weekend, we will have every single one of those games from the CCHA available to you on FloHockey.tv, so do not miss that. It has been a tremendous year, great hockey, incredible finishes, and really looking forward to that.